Today, welcome to our show today. And I know you guys are busy this evening, probably doing your regular Friday stuff or watching movies and whatnot. But today I'm going to talk about rental and mortgage savings. Anyone who is paying rent or paying a mortgage, or you're interested in owning a home or purchasing property, we have a fantastic program for you that helps you pay off the rent, live rent free, and probably earn a living while you're paying your rent. And from the fact that you're doing that, and also the mortgage, if you own a home or you're going to buy a home, to know that your monthly payments, having a cushion, a backup in case something happens on the job, health issues, etc., etc. A lot of things can happen, even though there's insurance. So you got to make sure that you get some insurance in case you lose income or lose a job or have a health issue. Make sure you have that insurance on your mortgage policy, and that way, in your mortgage contract, and that way, if something should happen, you're covered. Although there's always time that it takes and all of that verifications and things like that. So our program is still the best one for you to make sure that you don't lose any income. So with this program, you'll be able to have income, extra income. Something happens, your mortgage is safe, and if you're renting, your family's safe. The rent is going to be paid every month. So without more further ado, let's look at the state of the market. Now, this is again, I'm actually not going to be showing you guys how to do that in this. This is actually a video for people interested in starting a business with us, helping people do that. So if that was interesting to you, that captivated you, then starting a business with us in PFI is really something you should be looking at. Let me just make another. Have to open another window here for now. Just one moment while I get that going. Anybody wants to ask any questions in the chat room, we'll have the chat open. for you guys, so you can do that. And let's just setting that up. And we'll be getting that together for you. Okay, so let's go and take some look at some issues going on around us today. We're using Google News as usual to identify uh, some of the problems that are out there, although many of you know them because first-hand experience is always best, right? Um, this is what's going on. What's happening in the marketplace and in many places is that, like you see here, this is where rents have increased the most over the last decade. And it's saying that it's not New York or San Francisco, although we saw an article, what was it, about a year or so ago, where it was stated that in order to live in New York City, uh, you had to have an income of about $60,000. So that puts New York City in a perspective. They may have not increased their rents of late. I mean, how high can it go? But if you need $60,000 to live there comfortably, then that's already something to consider here. So the fact that they haven't increased their rents in a while doesn't mean squat, as we say colloquially. Colloquially. Okay, here we have another article. What $1,600 rents in Chicago right now? So they're looking at what you can get for $1,600 in Chicago. Manhattan rents are nearing record high. You see that? And then they had that other article saying that it hasn't really increased that much, but still it's nearing record highs after seeing their biggest spike of the year, and luxury tenants are to blame. So the demographics in New York City is changing drastically, and that's causing rental issues and also properties. And you don't have to be in New York City to have some ridiculous property prices. There's some real ridiculous pricing, and they're high, overpriced properties, even raw land. You can't even get raw land anymore at a decent price. I mean, right now the price people getting, I don't know why they got into the raw land to begin with, but they've done nothing with the land. And you always know, listen, let me tell you something. I'm going to give you a key tonight, and knowing when you're getting screwed by someone who is selling land. And I'm gonna help you tonight with knowing how to spot that. And how you do that is you look at the offer for land and note if it has water, sewer, and electricity. Because if it doesn't have these three things, that means that the previous owner didn't do squat to the land. It means that he bought the land and he left it the way he got it. So you can't lie or BS with land. Land tells the truth. You see the power septic and the power septic and water available on the land already installed, or he or she did nothing to the land. There's been no improvement. So now that they're selling without making any improvement. So you're going to be paying overpriced for overpriced real estate. You don't need to do that. It's ridiculous. Simply, you look at how much it's going to cost to put in those things yourself, and you'll come out cheap. It'll come out cheaper getting land without those things, and have the installations done yourself. The only caveat you have to be careful with, well, two of them actually, is the water and the electricity. You have to make sure that there's other people around that have those things. As long as there's people around that have those things on their land, then it won't cost you that much to put it in. You see? So you can save a lot of money. by looking for land that is without those utilities and but close to them so that it because they'll charge you the power lines will charge you, every so amount of feet, maybe 200 feet or something like that, because they're charging you for each pole that has to be put in to get the electricity to your land. Okay, and then you have the issue of water, same thing. The water, how they're getting water to your land, it's the same sort of business. Now, septic is something that anyone can do. It's just localized. You just have to deal with a local contractor to install those things for you. And some of you guys can get away with doing it yourself, depending on what the regulations are, of course, because it has to pass inspection. So, in any case, but some of these people are selling land for so high, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous pricing. I'm sorry. And I know they brought it high because that's the problem. They brought it high. They were not smart. Brought the thing high. So what can they do? They can only ask. They want a profit, so they're asking for profit. But you know what? You guys have to be smarter than that. But anyway, let's get back into, let's digress into our topic today over here. And let's look at what else is here. Inland Empire rents rise 4.8%, topping 2.9%. Manhattan's luxury apartment dwellers are sending rents soaring. New York City Housing Authority was accused, even the housing authority is accused of charging illegally high rents. There's no hope. Everybody's charging high rent. The mortgages are going sky high. New Oakland, and really the pricing. Remember, I told you about the raw lands. When you get a house, these prices are overpriced, simply overpriced. And then you have to pay all this mortgage, and then problems ensue later on. New Oakland apartments push rents higher than other Bay Area cities. Tenants of this DC apartment went, oh, well, that's something else. They went on a rent strike and they got a new landlord. Huh. Why rents in Germany will continue to rise in 2020? So it's a worldwide phenomenon. Rents have skyrocketed in Salt Lake City over the last decade by nearly 50%. Study finds rent steadily rising in Riverside area. I mean, you can go article upon article, rents up 5.7%, rents to continue climbing. I mean, here's what letter. Forget buying a home here. Making rent is the dream now. So again, you have so much issue with getting rent paid that is a serious problem. I mean, how is this going to affect you if you're a renter now? You're heading for some trouble because you won't be able to find rent that you can afford later on. So you see here, people, what the situation is out there. We also know that income is not necessarily rising. There's more jobs than ever before, but that doesn't mean that people's take home and keep at home disposable income is increasing. Because why? Well, you can't have any increase in personal income if the rents are going high. What money do you have if it is all going out to the rent? Then you got money that if you're paying for a home, that money's going for the mortgage. And then what happens if something should occur, and something will definitely occur sooner or later? Things occur to people health wise and financially. The factory closes, your job is replaced by some computer software or whatever. Your job and your position, your income is not guaranteed at all. So you get into a lease, you get into a contract to purchase a home, a mortgage, and then something happens down the line. What do you do? So this is a great concern. A lot of people are facing this reality. And so this is what, again, PFI addresses. It's a large market out there. And with the PFI, which means pays for itself, real estate business that anyone can start. You don't need a license for this, of course, because you are not doing the real estate business like what's required as a broker. You are doing personal business. Anyone in the country can sell their own properties, can make a deal and purchase and sell properties in different ways. You don't need a license for that. You don't need to be a real estate salesman. You do not need to be a real estate broker. Okay, so understand these things right off the bat. And in this case that we're doing, you're just working in a with a website. So this is a website-based program. There's also consultation that you can provide people, education that you're providing people, which is perfectly allowed to be done without a real estate license, without being a real estate broker. So everything that this is doing, that PFI is doing, is perfectly and totally legal. The only thing is that there's only one of these licenses. This is by us. We license your participation in this program. There's only one of those per city, which means that only one of you seeing this today can do something about it and secure this type of unique and exclusive business for you and your family. You'll be providing a valuable service to the people in your community. And this is the most, when there's uniqueness, there's exclusivity, and in some degree there is a limit. You have a high value and high in demand service that you can be basing your business on in your community. So with that being said, and with the market the way it is, even if you're interested in this for yourself in terms of saving your own skin when it comes to paying a mortgage or making sure that rent is paid every month, you really should look at this and get started with us as soon as possible. Again, there's only one license available in each city. That we can't do more than that. It's just a very exclusive type of business. You will corner the market because once people, can you imagine when people start hearing that their rental can pay for itself, that their mortgage can pay for itself, that you're going to have a rush. Yeah. They're going to be running to your door asking you to show them how is this done. So getting business is not going to be a difficult thing with this. This is a very easy market to address, and with the PFI website business, you will be able to make a lot of money at it. Now, I have a very extensive video that gives you all the precise details about that business. And all you have to do is go to the URL that I'm going to put up on the screen right now. It's also at the end of the broadcast that you'll see in a minute. But this is the URL you need to go to see that whole video where we give you the details on and what's entailed in this business. And who's this business best for? It's anyone that's really interested in real estate. You should want to have a desire and an interest in real estate. You may have been in real estate to one degree or another in the past. This is a way for you to get back into it without having to go through all the relicensing and all of those things. Again, if you are interested in being a salesman, a real estate salesman, and get into that professionally, then you really should go and get your license. That's absolutely, and that's a great profession. But this is really for people who want to have a good business that deals with real estate and get all the benefits of working in real estate without having to be required by law to get a license and all of that. You know, you're busy. It's like me. I got a lot of things going on. Now I have to go and sit and take a certification course and then go and take an examination. It's like, but because I know what I know and will teach you what I know, and these things, well, don't require for you to have a license. So, hey, why don't you just find out more about it? Get some popcorn. I'm doing this on a Friday night. So, hey, listen, go grab some popcorn and sit down, get soda, and watch this video that you'll find on this page. And the most important thing you need to do is to click on the button before your neighbor starts this business and you're left out. Take care and have a good evening. Thanks for watching. Here's uh, the URL again as we go off. That is a different program there. We're going to show you the right one in a second. Give it a second. Sorry about that, but I was set up for the other broadcast. So we had the wrong one for the outgoing screen. And let's see how we're doing down here. This one was right. Okay, so I know I set one of them right. Good night. Have a good one. It's Friday night. Wow.